StadiumDB.com presents Future Stadiums in China. If we asked you which country has the best stadiums in the world, we would probably hear the United States, Spain or Germany as answers. But what about China? In 2023 alone, 14 stadiums with a minimum capacity of 10,000 seats opened there. In today's video, we will show you 9 designs of the venues that will be on China's map in the future. We have ranked them from smallest to the largest. Xiangzhou District Sports Center, capacity 12,000. Zhuhai. The city is the part of the world's largest metropolis, known as the Pearl River Delta. The project features a new multi-purpose stadium in the Xiangzhou district of Zhuhai, near Macau. The center will cover an area of 87,000 square meters with a total investment of 250 million yuan. Xiong'an Sports Center Stadium, capacity 30,001, Xiong'an. On February 18, 2022, construction began on a new sports complex in the emerging city, the centerpiece of which is to be a stadium with a capacity of 30,001 spectators. The design of the complex was prepared by the Shanghai Architectural Design and Research Institute. The stadium will be built with a running track, although the exterior will be given a rather angular shape close to the rectangular. A panoramic viewing platform will also be built on the outside. The subtle form of the stadium combines features of a modern sports facility with Oriental architecture. Shenzhen Sports Center Stadium, capacity 45,000, Shenzhen. All that will remain of the old stadium, opened in 1993, is the outer reinforced concrete skeleton, which will form part of the facade of the stadium. After reconstruction, the venue will lose the running track and its capacity will increase to 45,000 spectators. As part of the redevelopment of the complex, a completely new arena with an opening roof will also be built next to the stadium. Shenzhen Stadium is expected to be a typical football venue, so that, although it will not be the largest, it will regain its status as the most important football stadium in the city. Kai Tak Sports Park Main Stadium, capacity 50,000, Hong Kong. Once the location of one of the world's most extraordinary airports, Kai Tak is an area that has been unused since the early 21st century. From the outside, the building is to be clad in a shimmering facade of colors, epitomizing Hong Kong's nickname, the Pearl of the Orient. Inside, a rather American idea is envisaged, which is to open up the space behind one of the goals and offer fans a view of the other side of Kowloon Bay. Through the use of curtains, it will be possible to configure the auditorium so that the venue can be downsized for certain events. Before we move on, please subscribe to our channel and click on the bell to stay tuned for more interesting content. Wuxi Olympic Sports Center, capacity 60,000, Wuxi. The city was originally called Yuxi, which literally means there is tin there. However, the tin reserves were depleted during the Han era, and since then the city has been called Wuxi, which literally means there is no tin there. The international architectural competition for a stadium was won by GMP. The multi-purpose facility is to accommodate 60,000 spectators. A large sports hall for 18,000 people will also be built next to it, as well as an indoor swimming pool. The complex has been under construction since early 2023 and is expected to be ready in 2025. Hangzhou International Sports Center Stadium, capacity 60,000, Hangzhou. The center is to be built in the rapidly developing western suburbs of Hangzhou, in the so-called Future Science and Technology District. It is to be Hangzhou's first professional football-specific stadium. The project was selected through an international competition, with the results announced in March 2022 and the winning concept created by Zaha Hadid Architects. The design is quite extravagant and futuristic, with the stadium to have a softly contoured oval shape, and the facade will be formed by horizontal slats that give the arena its original form through smooth concaves and curves. The complex is to use rainwater and renewable energy, and the stadium's see-through facade will allow natural ventilation of the interior. Nansha Cultural and Sports Complex Stadium, capacity 60,000, Guangzhou. Construction started in the second half of 2023 and is progressing very quickly. The complex's buildings are to symbolize pearls scattered over the seashore. Its roof is designed to resemble an unfolded traditional Chinese fan, and the pattern seen on its facade is intended to refer to the appearance of the masts of ancient boats from the period of the Nanyu Kingdom. On one side, a large opening will be created between the stands and the roof, through which much of the audience will be able to observe the nearby reservoir. Yellow River Sports Center Stadium, capacity 61,000, Jinan. The stadium will be built on a circular plan, although inside the stands will adapt their shape to the rectangular pitch. The facility will be surrounded by an elevated promenade with 4 large entrances to each stand. The building is intended to symbolize a slightly open shell with a pearl inside. The facade will be covered with overlapping wavy layers, shimmering in golden hues, alluding to the meanders of the nearby Yellow River. The facade will be horizontally divided into 2 parts, with a gap in the middle to accommodate a wide, panoramic viewing terrace. Construction began in the second half of 2022, with an opening scheduled for early 2025. Guangzhou Football Park, capacity 73,000, Guangzhou. The concept is the result of a closed competition to which 8 well-known architectural studios were invited. In early 2023, it was announced that the stadium would be renamed from Guangzhou Evergrande Football Stadium to Guangzhou Football Park. In September 2023, new information and renderings were released. The project was scaled down, and the stadium is expected to have a capacity of 73,000 spectators when it opens, with an option to expand to 75,000. Earlier in 2020, the design for a 100,000-seater stadium for Guangzhou FC was unveiled. The first visuals were very striking, and the stadium was designed to look like a lotus flower. Unfortunately, the facility won't be that big in the end. This was the last project of all the Chinese concept we wanted to show you today. Which one would work well at some of the European clubs? Write in the comments, while we say goodbye and invite you to hear from us again in the next video.